Hi, I'm DebDedrick, high performance coach and your expert guide to leading a happy life, here with a topic that's kind of touchy, and I'm going to really try my hardest to help you with this because so many of us struggle with anxiety and stress and depression. And I wanted to give you some practical tips that you can use in your day-to-day life that will help ease these things. And so that's what I'm going to attempt to do. So thank you so much for joining me for episode number 125, how to ease anxiety and stress and depression. And again, I'm Deb Dedrick. So let's just jump right to our topic. Have you ever felt that stress that kind of grips you or comes over you? You know, that sense that where you feel it washing over you, and you feel anxious, or maybe you're with your kids and you're out, and you feel you're just getting really stressed. It could be in traffic, it could be in a conversation. And depression, it could wash over you. Anxiety attacks, all these things. Have you ever felt them? And that's why I wanted to start with the feelings. Most of us don't pay attention to our bodies, and our bodies are usually a warning symbol or a signal for you to pay attention to. So, dealing with how to ease these feelings starts with learning to pay attention to what you're feeling in your body. Feel that racing heart, feel that anxious stomach, feel that stress in your head where it starts pounding. I'm pretty sure, and I can't speak for everybody else, but I know I've felt all those things, and I think it's just human. It's a human feeling. So number one, becoming familiar with paying attention to those feelings and not trying to shove your feelings aside, and not trying to push those bodily feelings aside, because they're intertwined. Something that you're doing is triggering those physical feelings inside your body. And starting with something that you can really focus and fix starts with your body. And number two, when you feel these things coming on, I would highly suggest not paying attention to them, but not only paying attention to them, but going the next place and going somewhere where you can be alone and where you can be quiet and where you can begin to self-diagnose how you're feeling, and then kind of describe it. How does it feel? I've made a little bit of an attempt to help you with describing it, but really, okay, my stomach feels anxious. Well, is it anxious or is it nauseated? I feel stressed. Well, what does stress feel like to you? Put words to it. Describe it. And as you're going through these, you're describing these things. And you can even write them down. But I suggest, thinking through, okay, depression. Okay, for me, depression, and I haven't struggled a lot with depression over my life, but there have been moments, and usually they started in the morning, right when I would wake up. And I would feel it. It would kind of like a whoosh, it would wash over me. And for me to pay attention to that wash, I absolutely would say, I would go into my mind's eye and say stop, and I would take control of my mind, because my mind controls my body and my feelings. My mind is in charge. It's like your hard drive. And then that would be my way of releasing those feelings and releasing that tension. Your way might be different, but paying attention, being alone, being quiet, and describing what those are, and then practicing the release of those feelings, releasing the anxiety, and don't say that, it's okay to feel these things. It's part of being a human. It's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel stressed. It's okay to be depressed. But the thing is staying stuck in these feelings and these physical feelings can stop you in your life and stop you dead in your tracks. And nobody teaches us how to move through these without medication. And believe me, I am no doctor, and I have never struggled with a depression. So these are just ideas to help you in addition to what your doctor would be telling you. Just ideas for you that maybe would help you if you are feeling some of these. I'm certainly not a doctor and would never even attempt to be a doctor or give you any advice I thought would hurt you. So that's my disclaimer. But going back to, paying attention to those feelings, describing them in a quiet place, put it on paper if you have to. Practicing the release method of releasing those feelings or putting a stop to them by thinking through in your mind what they are, and not allowing yourself to feel those thoughts that create those feelings, okay? And repeat this as much as you can to where you start to feel better. If you begin to pay attention to these feelings in your body, and for instance, right now my hand, okay? My hand has been bothering me, and you could have something that's bothering you. But if I don't pay attention to it, it's not going to go away. It's there. So thinking through, okay, my hand is hurting me. How can I fix my hand? Well, I've been submerging my hand in ice every day, and I don't really like doing that, but I've noticed a dramatic improvement in the physical ailment of my hand hurting. It's the same for I'm feeling stress, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling depressed, paying attention to those feelings and stepping into them and thinking through, okay, where is it in my body? And then practicing release. And those are a few things that you can do on your own. And when you're suffering, to help create new ways of moving through these and coming out on the other side to be a happier and healthier person. I hope this tip helped you. I have found that any time that I'm trying to change something or I'm trying to create a new pattern in my brain, it takes time and it's a process. And if you feel yourself routinely getting anxious and routinely getting stressed, those are behavior patterns that you're going to have to move through and create new, more self-serving behavior patterns. It's the same for, other things in life that you are, programmed into your brain. So give yourself a break. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. If you're feeling negative and overwhelmed, give yourself a break. Going back to some of my other videos, in addition to these techniques I've just told you to help you, you can get outside. You can watch your diet. You can get some fresh air. You can practice meditation, walking meditation outside. And the number one thing that a doctor that I follow, gives to all of his patients that are struggling with this thing is he tells them to get outside and get some exercise, cardiovascular exercise, where you get your heart rate really pumping. That's his number one thing that he writes to his patients, is getting exercise. And of course, if you're not the best shape, you're going to have to go easy on yourself. But these are just ideas for you to help create a happier life for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me. It's my mission to give you tips and frameworks that you can use in your life that will help you create a happier life and not stay stuck in situations or emotions that are keeping you held hostage. And this practice has worked for me, and I hope it works for you. Thank you so much. Go out in the world and be a positive role model and influencer for good. And I will see you